Good morning. All right, we got our first flag, America first. The red, white, and blue is coming in. Looks like it's going to be the first landing here. Got a couple of kids running out excited that want to go out and be by him when he lands.
In the middle of the day, you turn to me and say, come on, let's get away. Skip this town for a day. Get behind the wheel and drive. We don't care about the time with you by my side. I don't need to hide, I feel alive. You bring me coffee in the morning.
Just to show you the line, looking away from us, I'm going to go right up over my head.
Yeah, it's super cool.
And then come down the other side. This is up there.
So our neighbor told us that one of the things that the ballooners or whatever you want to call them, that they try to do a box. So they try to lift up, get way up high, and then make it back to where they took off. So I've noticed a couple of them, mostly because they're unusual balloons, so that I could kind of see it easier. But the zebra one did that exact thing. So he's almost back to where they started. So I guess that's kind of the ultimate thing.
It was greener grass over there, so I'm sure that's why the zebra wanted to land
that's
there.
That's right. Instead of this
More to
green
eat.
area. Anyway.
You can see Jack standing up in the window still, watching, wondering what the hell is going on. Hey guys, well, thank you for watching the video. Albuquerque Balloon Fest, absolute
Fiesta.
Fiesta.
We always say fest. Yeah.
Fiesta.
Fiesta.
Absolutely has to be on your bucket list.
Definitely.
It is a really fun, neat event. Just a little bit of information we found out.
Yeah, I have my notes, so I didn't forget.
You want to tell them, or you want me to say stuff, or?
Well, so I would just say, if you want to go this next year, the sites fill up really quickly. So we looked it up, and it's the sales for RV sites go up on January 5th on their website. So you're going to want to be there like at 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, whenever it is that it opens up, and be there to book your sites, because they do fill up really fast. I think some groups like buy big bulk sites, right? And
yeah,
so,
like Escapees gets
yeah,
big
certain
group
groups
spots
do.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, so anyway, just make sure.
So the other thing is if you look on the website, you're going to see that some of the dates that pop right up are going to say April. those are for buying your tickets to get in. They're not for reserving your campsite. It's January 5th for the campsite. You want to hit the RV information section. That's where you're going to find that out.
Right. And I think we mentioned in maybe our first video that we were on a waiting list. So we just signed up for like almost every waiting list just to see what we could get, because we had signed up a bit later than because of COVID and everything. The people that had signed up in 2020 got first choice, which makes sense, and so then we were on a later list. So anyway, we ended up luckily getting a site, and it was the South Box Lot, right, Shane?
Yeah.
And so that would be one that we would really recommend, because we had no idea what it was, but that's where you get to sit or park directly in front of the lot where everyone lands the balloons.
Your windshield is right up against the rope that boxes in the landing strip. So you park with your windshield at the landing spot.
Yes.
So it was
pretty cool. I mean, and it's
$10 extra too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it's just not very much more money, and like I said, we didn't really know for sure what it was, but we were like so excited that we were able to get that spot. So that would be one that we would recommend if you can get those sites.
Make sure you take your bikes too. So just a side note also, for any veterans and stuff, if you are unable to get a ticket or for your RV and stuff, there's an Air Force base that's real close. You can stay there, and they don't take reservations. It's first come, first serve. I'm tongue-tied today. So just show up there, and even if you can't get a spot there, they have a big empty spot that you can boondock on as well. So that's a cheap option to be able to stay at. But
it is a bit of a drive, so if you do make that choice to stay there, just know that if you're going to do like the morning event, you know, at sunrise, you're going to have to leave pretty early, just because there's quite a bit of traffic, like getting into
it's a 10 to 15
Fiesta
minute drive.
Area. Yeah,
it's about an hour and 20 minute drive during the lines.
There's a lot of and some people that we talked to, like, they stayed up in Santa Fe. Even they just left at like 4 a.m. to make sure that they would get there by sunrise and park and all that stuff. So it is doable for sure.
Take your bikes too. We left our bikes, so we actually didn't have reservations, and we stayed on the Air Force Base, and then once we got set up at the Air Force Base, they called us and said, hey, we got 3 days on the waiting list, the first 3 days. And so we took those too, and we left our car and bikes and stuff at the Air Force Base, because we thought you couldn't take bikes. Went over there, and then we kind of wish we would have. We stayed on the South Lot. It's not a bad walk. We walked back and forth to it, but it's great for a bicycle if you've got it. It's a real quick thing. And they have a
it's kind of fun too, because you could go along the irrigation ditch. They have like a bike path, and so then you can kind of see all of the balloons as they're flying over and stuff. So we regretted not bringing the bikes, and they have a locked area for them.
Valet parking, for your bikes.
Yeah.
So you can just go up. They have valet parking. You can park there. And just so you know, okay, this is a huge, obviously we look at it as a big RV event, but it's really not. It's a balloon event.
Right.
And so you're going to find that there's not a bunch of RV stuff there. There's like, you're not going to get the vendors and all that kind of stuff that are about RV stuff. And even over on like the campgrounds where you're staying on the campground, there's not going to be any kind of food vendors and that kind of stuff on there, unless you're with like one of the groups like Escapees or Adventure Travel. They had like tents that were set up. But there's not any kind of food or stuff like that in the campground. You have to go over to the actual Balloon Fest, and they have the food there.
And there's tons of food there. I mean, there's like all kinds of vendors and things like that, but there typically was pretty long waits.
Tell them about the
t-shirts.
T-shirts.
Oh, the t-shirts. So, and I don't know if this was just this year the case because of maybe some backlog in ordering or what, but we could not get a t-shirt, sadly enough. There was a couple of shirts left when we went. We didn't go the first day because the lines were long and we didn't want to stand in line. and we should have, because by the time we got there, like the next day, they were sold out. I mean, they had like maybe a couple of sizes left, but they were.
And they said they had sold out halfway through the first day.
Yeah, like the morning of. So if you want a T-shirt, there's not a lot of places that sell the official merchandise. So we found that was one thing that was a little bit hard to find. But anyway, not a deal breaker, just a tip.
And there was lots of good food in there to buy the food and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And there's places around the area to be able to go.
And you can bring, we saw some people bring in food, like a cooler, a picnic. They have some picnic tables there that if you get there early enough, you can have those, or you can put a blanket out in the grass and have like a lunch and wait in between the two events. So that's another thing that we didn't really understand, but the tickets are, you buy a ticket for the morning event, which starts at like, sunrise, and goes to like about 1 or something.
Yeah,
I'm not
like
sure
that.
when, but anyway, and then the next event begins at say 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
3 or 4, and then that goes for the evening glow. So if you want to go to both, then you actually have to have a ticket for each.
I mean, if you go in the morning and just hang out there the whole time, you're not gonna. You're good.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
But if you go in and then you leave and go back to your motorhome and have lunch and hang out for a while and then go back for the evening glow, you'll have to pay another ticket to get back in for the evening glow.
Yeah.
So there's a morning session and an evening session, unless you stay inside the entire time.
Right.
And there's not that much to do during the day, because the balloons, once they take off, and you've got 500 to 700 balloons taking off, and they take off all within about an hour.
Right.
Hour and a half maybe. From the time they blow up, they're all up, and then they're gone, and then that's it.
Yeah, and the vendors are open for a while, but they do shut down, so they can get a break too in between that. Probably 1 to 3.
I think it's more like 11 to 3.
Or 11 to 3. Yeah, some stay open, but some didn't. So anyway, if there's a way to buy like a packet of the tickets, then I would suggest doing that.
Yeah.
If it's like a reduced cost or whatever. I don't know if they have that available, but.
And again, for the military, you can buy them on the base. You don't get a discount. It's the same price, but you don't have to stand in line. So that was the help. But like we said, it's definitely a thing you got to go see. It's pretty incredible. In the south lot, that's the side. So all the lots have great stuff. You have the north lot and the east lot, and they're real close. They're a lot closer. The south lot's about the farthest away, but as I said, we walked back and forth. And they have a shuttle also, by the way, that takes you constantly. Like every half hour there's a shuttle that goes to take you for free. But the south lot is cool, because when they all take off, the balloons will all pass over the south lot, and then that's also where they all try to land. So it's a great lot to be in. Pay the extra $10, get right up on the rope. Plus, you're going to find in some areas it's not real level. This is not getting into a campground site like you're going to go into a nice camp spot. You're in a parking lot. It's uneven. We saw some people that, one tire was 2 feet up in the air because of the way that they had parked them up on a ramp type thing. So just know that. Now the box is pretty level. Those sites were all pretty level around there.
Those were good ones. That's another, I guess, value of getting that.
So anyway, hey, thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked the little shots we had, and maybe we'll see you there.
Yeah. Sign up this year.
Bye-bye.
Bye.